So, tonight I just feel like I wanna ponder. I wanna ponder about spiritual awakenings. So, would you say that you're awake? Have you had a spiritual awakening? How many have you had? Is this your first time? If this is your first time, let me tell you, there are so many more to come. It doesn't stop. And the first time probably sucks the most. It gets a little easier, but they don't stop. So, you have that to look forward to, I guess. I was talking to one of my friends earlier, and this friend is going through a lot of things right now, and they are making so many discoveries about themselves. And it's kind of like they are going through another spiritual awakening, and they are also very awake as they are. But it's like every once in a while, something will happen, and there will be another one. Because there's like levels to this stuff. It doesn't stop here. I think it's an interesting thing to think about. And you know, it can be a very alienating experience because so many people around you are not awake. And you can't awaken them because this is such a personal journey. It's a very personal thing. And either they're going to get to it themselves or they are never going to get to it. This is not everybody's path in this lifetime. I think I just want to maybe try and reassure anyone out there who is like, this is my first time. And I'm discovering so many things and learning so many things, and now I want to go and tell everybody about it. You can't. And I know that sucks. But I feel like you and I, we're just going to have to accept that this is not everybody's path. And there's nothing wrong with other people's paths. Not everyone is going to be awake. And I don't think everyone is supposed to be. I don't know. I feel like everyone has this desire to know that they are the creator of their own reality and that nothing can threaten them. There's nothing to fear, really, and there's nothing to guard against. But this world has just been built on fear, basically. And so I feel like everyone wants to know that they have the power to have a different experience, that they don't need to be afraid. Especially right now. I think a lot of people are feeling very powerless right now. And the world would have you convinced, especially at this very moment, that you have no power, that there are so many things to fear, and that it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And so the world can be a difficult place to live in, especially right now. But you know, if you ask me, from an energetic perspective, this is the best time, really, to learn that you are the creator of your own reality. And that you don't have to... Your own experience does not have to be fear-based, even though there are a lot of things that are fear-based in this world right now. This is the perfect time to learn that, because right now, when you look around in the world, there is not that many things to feel good about. So I feel like people now, more than ever, are just looking for that missing piece, I guess, about how they can feel better. Because now, maybe, I don't know if it's the first time ever, but it does feel very intense. Like all the energies right now are very intense and very fast. And this is the perfect time to learn that actually you had the power all along, and nobody else has any power in your experience. You don't have to live in fear, but if you let yourself be affected by what's going on in the world and what other people are saying or doing, then you get this, what I feel like is like a skewed perception that you are powerless and that there's nothing you can do. And you just have to accept it, but it isn't really the case. This is the perfect time to learn that this isn't really the case, and it has never been the case. And that your experience is just about how you feel, your very personal experience, the things that come to you, they are just about how you feel. They're about what your vibration is. And you don't have to include all of these things to be afraid of in your vibration. You don't have to do that. And so a big part of me feels like that's what everyone, like at their core, wants to know. They want to know that they do have the power. And so if you are having a spiritual awakening, then this is most likely what you are learning right now. That you have the power. And that you had the power all along. No one else. You were always, and always will be, and always are, the creator of your reality. And you can make your own choices. And it's kind of like this is what this friend is discovering right now, even though they too have been awake for a long time. You would think that once you are awake, you are just awake. And this is it. And yeah, you can't go back, that's true. But there are levels to this thing. It just gets deeper and deeper and deeper. Because, I mean, what is a spiritual awakening really like at the core? I feel like people think that it's the people who are not awake, and then they see someone like me, or they see someone like you. I'm assuming you're awake because you're watching this video. It's not like gonna be just whoever who is gonna end up here. Or if you're not awake, well, I guess this is a sign. Wakey, wakey. That's why you're here. But anyway, the people who are not awake, they look at you and I like we are insane. Because to them, this is what it looks like. It just looks like insanity. Like, what do you mean? There's nothing to be afraid of. When there are this to be afraid of. Or whatever else that they would say. But what is a spiritual awakening really? It's, what I feel like it is just discovering who you really are. Not even discovering, just remembering. Because when we first came here, we remembered. Kids remember. I've talked about it before, how kids are the way that they are because they remember. They haven't forgotten yet. They haven't forgotten who they really are. They're not afraid of things because they know, energetically they know that there's nothing to be afraid of. But then they get these resistant patterns of thought that we teach them. The ones who've been here before them, we teach them these things, and then they become resistant, like a lot of us, and then they become afraid, like a lot of us. And then, I guess I should say, if you are lucky, you get to have this fun thing happen, this spiritual experience, spiritual awakening, where you have to unlearn all of these things. This is what I feel like this is about. It's just about unlearning all the things that you have been learning up until this point. You have to dismantle them. I think that's the word in English. I'm not sure. You have to take them apart. All of these limiting beliefs that you have, all these fears that you have, all of these worries that you have, everything ever that gives you so much negative emotion. All of this resistant thinking, you have to undo, you have to break apart, you have to let go of. Because if you don't let go of it, then you can't really effectively be the creator of your own reality, because you just keep on manifesting this bullshit into your experience that you were manifesting, most likely, before you woke up. Do you remember that? Remember what that was like? Probably was not a fun experience, was it? And this spiritual awakening thing, it's not really fun, is it? Because, well, first of all, it's really difficult. All of these beliefs and everything that you have, that you've carried with you for so long, you now have to put all of them down. You have to leave them behind. They can't come along with this new you that you are now. They don't belong with the new you that you are now. And sometimes places and people and things, the way that they used to be, those don't belong anymore either. And that's very difficult. And you're probably not having that great of a time right now, especially if this is your first time. Man, I have compassion for you. It gets easier, but it still is lonely sometimes. But yeah, you will find other people who are also awake. There won't be that many of them. It's like Abraham Hicks likes to say, there is never a crowd on the leading edge. And I think that they just mean, in this spiritual awakening thing, there's never a crowd in it. There's never going to be a lot of people who are discovering this all at the same time, because it's kind of like you have to be a pioneer of this thing if you are the one that's awake. It's very likely that in your environment nobody else is, or very few people are. And if it's your first time, then yeah, probably nobody else is. Which I know is really hard. But you can't go back anymore. And so yeah, most likely all of these people are looking at you, if you dare to express this in some kind of way, which you might be, or you might not be, but if it's a really big awakening, you can't hide it because you will just be that different. Just that different of a person. You kind of have to let go of a lot of things, so you can't hide it. And so the people around you, they just think you're crazy. What's gotten into you? What's happened to you? How did you suddenly lose your mind? But you know, you didn't lose your mind. You kind of sort of gained it. You gained your power back. You remember now. If you ask me, that is the thing that should be celebrated. But if you don't have anyone around you who has had that same thing happen, who gets it, then no one's really going to be celebrating it. So I'm going to be celebrating it. Yay. Go you. You remember. Even though, yeah, I know you're having a terrible time right now, but I'm not laughing at you. I know what it's like. But still, I feel like this should be celebrated. So I, here, wherever I am celebrating this spiritual awakening of yours. I am really happy for you because now you can actually start to live as who you really are. Maybe not immediately if this is your first time and you're still going through so many things, but eventually it will be. And then it won't be so bad anymore. Things will change. And they will change in a good way. Because from the law of attraction perspective now, what you are likely to attract into your life are things and people and situations and circumstances that are a good fit for you, a good fit for who you actually are. And I'm not saying that who you were before, that you actually weren't that person or something. I am just saying that that's not who you are now. It's not who you are anymore. So logically, that means that things need to change. Your world needs to change. Is going to change. It can't be stopped. You can't stop it. And before it can change, it has to come apart. So it's probably falling apart right now. Or it already has, or whatever. That is, if you ask me, just classic spiritual awakening. Yeah. All of this has to fall apart because it's not a match anymore to who you now are. And that typically is very, very tough to go through, but I guess I just want to be here, someone reminding you that you will come out the other side of this and you will be better for it. Like I promise you, you will be. But while it's all happening, yeah, it really, really sucks. But you just have to go through it. And now, don't get scared now that I said that there's going to be more of these things happen, more of this spiritual awakening happening. Now you might be thinking, well, Kelly, does this mean that everything's going to be falling apart again? I don't think so. I mean, maybe. But I have had several too, and they're not the same each time. You can just like my friend right now, you can just have a spiritual awakening in some, like, certain area of your life. Like, it happens again, But it's not really like your whole life is falling apart, because now you are awake. It's not like your first time anymore. Now you're just gaining more clarity. Now you're just starting to understand yourself even more than you were previously. These are just like different levels of understanding about yourself. That's what it is at its core. Like, that's what I feel like it is. It isn't really anything more complicated at the core than that. It can be tough to go through, but you will be better for it. Every time you will be better for it, because every time you are just more and more yourself. You're not going backwards. You can't go back anymore. You can't become less than who you have become. So things are going to keep on changing, but they are kind of keep on changing in a positive way, even if at first it seems like it's not a positive. It's just that you have to get to the other side. You have to get through this. It's like, if you know tarot, do you know the tarot card, the Tower? The Tower card is, basically about things falling apart. It's some big life-changing event, usually. And you're not the same anymore after that. That's basically a spiritual awakening, especially your very first one. But the tower has to fall. It has to fall so then you can build something else. Something that's a better match to who you now are. Who you really are. But of course, when that tower falls, it's not going to be nice. You're not going to like that. But that is just something that you have to get through. And you can stand there looking at, the rubble and the mess and everything for a while. And yeah, it doesn't look nice and everything appears messed up. I know. And for a while, yeah, you will be just kind of like looking at, what am I going to do now? What do I do about this? This, seems terrible, and in a way it is. But at some point, you're going to stop looking at the rubble and start, cleaning things up and then building something else. You can build whatever you want to now. That can be a good focus to have about it at some point if you're able to. And at one point you will be able to. You can build anything you want now. Something that is a match to who you now are. And that is a good thing. And that is a spiritual awakening in a nutshell, or maybe not so much in a nutshell. I don't know. These are just the thoughts that I'm having tonight because of my friend and I talking about them having another spiritual awakening. So if you are going through one right now, I just want to say I'm very happy for you, and this is actually a good thing, even though it might not feel that way right now. But you just have to get through it to the other side, which you will. Okay? And then once you do, you will see what I mean. But for now, you just have to keep on going through it. I believe in you. You can do it. You can do it. Really, you can. And I hope that this helps someone. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.